Okay.
She's gonna let us know if we have any comments or anybody say anything. All right, I believe that we are live. All right, hello everybody. We're with Adam Gabel. It's Gabel because that autocorrect is a mother. It always wants to put you as Ellie, but it's E-L.
Yeah, you spelled it on Facebook with both ways. You spelled it Gablel, which is like if I put another E after the N in your name, and Keeney.
Dude, that's the kind of like good like stage name, Gabel.
Well, no, you've always got an extra L.
Well, I told your girl, I was like, hey, y'all should get married so you could get the name and he could get the Canada. Y'all don't have to change anything, but you take the name. That's a good trade. Like, don't change anything. Just trade the name and change the.
She likes her name. Kelly likes her name.
Her name is she kept messing me up with her name too, dude. Forget y'all.
That's one of the things that attracted me to her. Her name is harder to spell than mine.
Let's do the intro real quick.
It's like VH1. Oh, I love that. That's cool.
That's inspired by another comedian that I interviewed. He one of his videos was him with like a band doing the Pokemon song. I was like, that is our theme song. I went to my Sunos where I get all my AI music, and it's 3% of my talent and my funniness was about all I've got, and then all the rest there 97% AI. Which, speaking of AI, let's listen to our buddy real quick.
I don't have any AI friends. I don't trust those people. They are not in it for me.
Dude, if you use them properly, I agree with you. They're not. I don't want them to take business from me. You shouldn't be like, hey, write me a joke like Adam Gabel or anything like that. Or hey, I want to sound like Sam Kinison. I don't like anything like that. But dude, for hashtags and descriptions, man, it's right on point. And I do this fake AI music where I do like I'm inspired. Like I'll be sitting there, I'm like, oh, I'm inspired by that. I don't take any of their music. Like it's completely different music, but I'm inspired by say like like that Man-Eater song. So all my lady subscribers, like I made a song about the Man-Eater, and it's just funny to me. It's stupid, but let's hear.
It's crazy how people our artists got in trouble for lip syncing when we were kids, and now you're not even doing that.
Well, dude, imagine how I'm able to
even have the time to like pretend to learn the words and sing along. You're not even as your music career is going worse than Ashley Simpson. At least she'll lip sync.
Dude, I make legit banger type music with this thing. I'm like, how many artists have actually used because like when Cher and everybody started using that the voice
auto-tune.
Yeah, auto-tune. They started using that. Nobody knew about it. We didn't know what the fuck was going on with that. Then
we were too busy. We were too busy looking at the fact that Cher had most of her body redone.
No shit, dude. Dude, I would say what you will. I'd have sex with Cher. I'd take Cher anyway. Like, dude. You remember that movie she was in where she was like with Frankie Muniz? Oh, where the two guys are connected? Fuck, what's it called? I don't want to see. That's why
Cher was in a movie with Frankie Muniz. Are you talking? Sure, you're not thinking about when Eric Stoltz wore that ugly guy makeup?
No,
Frankie Muniz does kind of have a big forehead. I can see how you'd be confused, right?
The movie's called Stuck on You. It's with the Farrelly brothers. It's got Matt Damon and Greg Kinnear stuck with each other. They go out to the West Coast to be famous actors. They meet Cher. She's with a young actor, and it turns out it's Frankie Muniz.
I never saw that one. I never saw that.
Yeah. I probably shouldn't know about much of it as I do. Let's listen to what AI said about you.
Okay.
Oh, get ready to laugh to you.
Bitch.
Even AI didn't have anything nice to say about me.
Dude,
I don't have anything to say, so I'm not going to say anything at all.
Definitely user error. Like, what is it saying today? Like,
user error.
Yeah.
That's funny. I like that. You know what AI stands for? AI, I don't think this is such a good idea.
No shit, it's not a good idea. It's funny, dude. It was funny. It was good shit. I don't know why.
All right, well, all right. This is
hilarious. I know. This is hilarious. All right, there was a good description. I had this all planned out.
Can you read it? Can you just read it?
Nah, dude, my eyesight is. I could read it, but my eyesight isn't great. And I don't want to sit there stare at the fucking thing, and people have to look up my nose for 20 minutes. Dude, that's also not good content, man.
All right, so maybe you just need to give Morgan Freeman a call and he can read it live.
I do. Like maybe something happened. Maybe like I took a fucking video capture so I could get the audio and then I could play it on my Bluetooth. Like there's just too much technology going on at once, and I'm an old man, dude. I know I look so young, but I'm literally an old man, bro. It's tough to deal with.
I mean, who'd have guessed that the reason that I'm back here is because you couldn't download the original episode we did, and now we're having other technical issues.
That's what
I love it though.
That's what you say, but your woman was just way funnier than you. I was trying to save you some respect. I was like, damn, she just put the bus. Did you like
for sure? Well, you know, I get credit. I get a 10% finder's fee on her because you didn't know anything about her before you met me. I get 10% of those fucking laughs.
I think you just got canceled. I got a 10% finder's fee on her though. That might mean like low key pimping.
Well, I found you. I found you for her. So there you go.
Yeah, well, you're hooking up tricks with Johns and shit or something like that. Or tricks. I don't know the wording. Tricks with the hookers on the street or something on the point or something. But she is absolutely hilarious, and you're hilarious. Two East Coast, West Coast, or East Coast Canadian. She's funny, man.
It's crazy because I think in Toronto, I really do think in Toronto is a like East Coast, but it's not. I mean, it's really a Midwestern city.
Yeah,
Western. The Eastern city is usually the more East Coast city is Montreal because that's where all the obnoxious people are. So, yeah, she's really East Coast. I love Montreal. Don't get me wrong, I love it. But there's a weird vibe there because like all the half the people are really rude and the other people are too nice to tell the rude people that they're rude. So it's rude to tell somebody. It's rude to be nice and tell somebody that they're being rude. You're like, you know, you get a lot of sneering. You get a lot of people who are sneering at you.
Yeah, I would much rather you just say, like, I get really upset at people when you like just tell me what your problem is with me. Don't ghost me. Don't bounce. Don't underhand anything. Like, just tell me. You got to issue me. Say it.
The problem is that the people in the sneering people in Montreal, when they start talking, they're speaking in French, which is the whole language is like sneering. So it doesn't matter what they're saying, even if they're smiling. It still sounds like it's sneering. That's really the problem. And they think because I look like a hipster, they think I'm like from Montreal, and then they get mad at me that I don't speak French. It's not my fault that your country got kicked out of the rest of this continent. I mean, maybe if I grew up in Louisiana, I would know a little bit of French, but I don't know any French.
Your voice would be dope in French, dude. I've got a new subscriber that's Jim Shiton, but I call her Shit on Me. Jim Shit on Me, but it's like Shiton or something like that. But she's from Canada, and I got this other subscriber named Donnie, and this dude's got like a Matthew McConaughey voice, but he's like a big dumb animal. Love him to death, but he's just like he don't understand shit sometimes, like but love him to death. But I feel like if I could put his voice, like you and his voice are kind of the same, dude. You got that voice that you got that hat, dude. That's probably why they think you're a hipster.
It's
might have the Canadian much. I was like, oh, he looks dumb enough to be from here. Sorry.
Yeah, I fit in pretty well. I mean, Montreal is like French Brooklyn. I mean, that's basically what it is. So
I got to go to Quebec in the 7th grade because Texas, I went with we have the Texas history class, and the French flag was flown over Texas for like a year and a half. And for some reason, I got to go with the French class because I was in Texas history. I don't know. I just got to go to Canada, dude. And I remember I bought a weed pipe, and I remember going through customs, and I threw it away because I was worried I was going to get caught with it. I never smoked weed out of it, so how would I get in trouble? I was a stupid fucking kid.
You could have been like, I'm just using it to smoke tobacco.
Well, you know, I mean, what are they going to do? They're going to pull out and be like, what's this ceramic thing in your bag? What do you care about ceramics, bro? Just there's nothing in there. I have not hit it. There's nothing in there. There's no resonance of anything. But I was a stupid, like, 13-year-old kid. Like, oh, no, they're going to go through my bag, and I'm going to get caught and go to jail. Stupid ass kids. So, Adam,
yeah.
I do want to talk to you a little bit about your comedy, man. You are absolutely hilarious when I watch your stuff, your voice. And, like, it does. That's why I wanted to, because you describe yourself, like, you get a little bit of hints of Mitch Hedberg and Stephen Wright and everything, dude. And it's not just the voice. It's not just wearing the hat or doing anything like that, dude. You've got this delivery that's like a little bit normal. Up here's my son that wasn't supposed to come back here. What's up?
Can I watch YouTube on my tablet?
Sure, you can do whatever, but remember, I'm on my interview like I asked you to. I'm sorry, my son decided to stay home from school and live with his mom. And of course, like I told him, like, dude, I'm doing an interview, but this is what live is, and like this might even get us more views because of my dumbass shit. There you go.
I have my daughter. I was texting with my daughter because last week it was really bad. The rain was really, really bad in New York, and we were both taking. She takes the subway home from high school. So I go, oh, hey, did you get home okay? Because the rain was really bad. She goes, oh, I didn't go in today. And I said, oh, are you okay? You feel all right? And she said, yeah, my phone was at 4%. And I was like, oh.
These kids today, man.
When I was in high school, we called that cutting class. Can you imagine? My phone was at 4%.
Well, all see, right. he told his mom his tummy, his head was hurting. And so I was like, yeah, if it's how it is, let him stay home. But then he's not acting sick at all. Like, dude, you've only got 5 days left till you're home all the time. And then my job never ends then because I'm the stay-at-home parent. I'm the one. So like, what am I gonna be doing? Like, dude, the only way I make money is going live on YouTube and begging people for fucking money. What am I gonna do from now on, dude?
Beg away.
Yeah, no, I bet I don't. But everybody begs on YouTube. I think at least I'm honest about it. Like, imagine if you were driving down the street and you saw a beggar with like a QR code. Wouldn't you give that guy a dollar? Like, dude, fuck yeah, I'll give you $1. Like, yeah, I'm giving you $1, man.
I mean, you just basically defined walking down the street in New York City, and we generally don't give it. I mean, I don't know. People don't have QR codes, but
I'm saying, like that guy that says like, "Hey, I just want to buy a beer," but like, "Fuck yeah, dude! Here's $2, dude. Go get you a beer, man."
Better man than I,
right? Like, be honest about this shit. Like, at least that.
When you were growing up, because you and I are probably about the same age. Did you used to say stop begging Ronald Reagan if somebody asked you for something? Did anyone ever say that to you?
No. I think I heard my mom's white trashy boyfriend say that.
Stop begging Ronald Reagan. Yeah.
But we come from the South though, dude. So like being a Republican for Ronald Reagan was in the 80s was probably very out there. And I was born in 83, dude. So I was at the tail end of Reagan. Yeah. I got more Bush. And then
I see.
You think that's a good thing, but it wasn't.
I can understand that too. Yeah, you're a little bit younger than I thought you were.
I know you, motherfucker. I know.
But also, I don't think we meant it as like when I was a kid. I mean, we said that in 1986. I don't think as a kid I had any thoughts about Ronald Reagan politically. I mean, back in the 80s, it was like America or Russia. So that was all. You know what I mean? It was like, were you Rocky or Ivan Drago? It didn't matter. Like I didn't, right? Were you Jim Belushi in Red Dawn? Were you Jim Belushi or were you Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Red Dawn.
Arnold Schwarzenegger's Austrian. Even though Arnold Schwarzenegger is Austrian, in the movie he plays a Russian guy. So the point I'm making is like it was really just it was I didn't think about Reagan when I was saying that shit. I wasn't thinking about Reagan as like a bad guy. I was just just a president, right?
And unfortunately, as we are as people, like we need somebody to. If we don't go against somebody, then we're going against each other.
Yeah, well, it was nice to be able to. It was nice to be able to team up against somebody. Yeah,
like I'm all for like this. Let's hit the Russians up. Like shit was okay in the 80s when we were all for the Russians. Like we got to build bombs. We got to do this. We got to hire these people to do that. We got to, let's do that shit again. I guess. I mean, I don't know how I sound or like. I talk no religion, no politics. Nothing's going to get punched in the face at the bar. And now you can't bring any of your drama from other channels to my channel because I'm getting a lot of like people getting in beef on other YouTube channels. Bring it to my YouTube channel. Like, what are you going to do? I was like, well, they didn't do it here, so I don't like.
Just for the record, we're talking about the Soviets, people that don't exist anymore. In that, we have it's nothing about. We're talking about. It's just nostalgia. It's just nostalgia, babe. Why don't you pick up? I don't want to get you ejected from your YouTube channel. So why don't you pick up with your compliments of me? I can be quiet while you're talking.
You're not going to get ejected from YouTube.
I can be quiet.
You're not. I'm not going to get ejected. What are they going to do to me? They're not going to do anything. Am I getting? It's not showing me any comments at all over here.
Yeah, that seems about right.
Oh, wait, there we go. There's some comments. No, we're getting hit up. Donnie Boy's in the chat. Mickey's in the chat. Those are all good people. Murder. Red Rum's in the chat. These are all moderators that we love showing up for us.
Oh, that's nice. That's good.
Water Boss will be on later, and she's going to be the voice of the people. She's going to ask any important questions to us.
All right.
Water Boss is new to the channel. She's just tracing them. I'm still going to call her Water Boss. I don't care about what people think. I make up the names here, people. I make up the names, people. But we are diving deep into some nostalgia, and if you do want to actually see the first interview we did, it's linked up to my Facebook, and you can go there and see it. This is our recall interview because, as we say on my channel, even players fuck up. You don't know it because you're not a player like me, so I'm sorry. Boom. That's how we do it, Adam. So I do want to ask you, because I am very intimidated, but like I'm not for sure I could date a very funny woman. Like when it's just you and her, like how, like is it like just bit all the time, or you find? I mean, I don't want to dive into like your relationship or anything, man.
No.
I'm intimidated by funny women. Like, oh damn, you're funny. I'm sorry, I can't. All I got is cooking food and being funny. So you can't be those two things in my relationships.
Well, she's better than me in a lot of things, so I don't really have any problems with that. I mean, I think that between the two of us, the one who won't stop with the jokes is probably me, but that doesn't mean that they're always great. I think she, reserves her weights to get the really funny one in, and then gets the funny one in. But I also think there's also one of the things that's cool about dating a comedian is like you can sort of not be a comedian and still be with somebody who understands how that is always sort of bubbling towards the surface. So I think it's like we may be less, I don't know. I mean, maybe, I don't think we're necessarily all comedy all the time, but we have, we do laugh a lot, and we're both funny in a different way. And we both, we find different kinds of things funny, and we know different things.
And I like the bubbling to this because I don't know if you have, but I'll be sitting there in conversations and somebody will say something. They'll be like, because there's a joke inside. I'm like, I'm just waiting for my chance to talk so I can say this joke. And I cannot listen to you until I get this joke out of my head.
Well, I think one of the things that around the people in general, the people I surround myself with these days are the people who expect that, and they're people who are used to that. So I think as far as that goes, I'm just not going to be around. It doesn't matter whether you're my girlfriend or you're my friend from college. If you can't handle the fact that I'm going to say the joke when it comes to my head, then just go away. I mean, look, I do other work, and if I'm producing something or I'm doing some production gig or whatever, I got to bite my tongue, but I'm being paid to keep my mouth shut. That's not the same as being paid to talk. That's the difference between production and comedy, is that when I'm doing production, they're paying me not to make any jokes.
It seems like you know how to like separation of church and state. I'm not that good at that stuff. Like I'm literally turned on all the time. And that sounded weird to tell a man that. I'm literally turned on all the time, Adam.
You're on all the time. Well, that's all right.
All the time for you, buddy.
As long as I'm not the one who's turning you on, that's all right with me.
No, you're not the one that's turning me on for it. That voice is sexy, but just doesn't do it for me, Adam. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
you got that. What's her name that had the really gravelly deep voice?
Talking about Marge Simpson.
Yeah, kind of. But what was the lady's name?
Lucille Ball.
No, dude, your name out. She was Serial Mom. Kathleen Turner.
Kathleen Turner. Oh yeah. That's a different kind of thing, though. That's a very sultry. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You got that sultry male voice, dude. Don't just lean into it, man. Fuck it. I got it. How you doing?
Hilarious. I've never heard Kathleen Turner before. That's a good one.
It is. I mean, you bring back some Kathleen Turner vibes. Like, I mean, when you get like that sexy voice, like, "Hey, how's it going?" I bet you get like little like Kathleen or like Kathy Moriarty or whatever, like the girl that was in Casper. The friendly girl's like, "Hey, how's it going?" Like, I like the change in voice, dude. You got a good voice, man. You should do voiceover work or some shit.
I'd love to do voiceover work. People always tell me I should do voiceover work, and I go, I'd love to do voiceover work. They go, it's so easy. All you need to do is spend $300 on the recording equipment. Then you go online, you download about 5 or 6 different monologues. You rehearse them for about 5 or 6 different hours. Then you go into a recording studio. You pay a guy about $400. You lay down some tracks. You upload it. Then you can email people every day for a month, and you might get one back. And I go, oh, or I could just write a joke.
Yeah. Or you could just go to Fiverr or anything else. You pick up your phone and just speak into that. Be like, hey, you do your regular voice, and then people will pay, like you don't do any of that stuff, man. Record it from your
Actually,
phone.
I have a commercial agent. He's I haven't done any commercial work, but he's got me in for a couple. One of them was a voiceover thing. I can't remember, but it's funny because I'm always very good when they put me in for those things. I'm always very good with the like absurd stuff, but when they want me to be normal, it's very hard for me.
Well, I mean, then lean into the absurd stuff. You got to be good. I mean, you got to lean into what you're good at. And,
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
I believe the right thing will come around for me at some point.
I imagine you as like a toilet paper roll or some shit, or like we're one of those cockroaches, or like imagine like a mucinex, like, hey guys, how's it going, everybody? That's a terrible impression of you. I'm not saying
I am waiting for the guy who does the voice of the mucinex booger to die, so that they'll have open auditions.
Well, they could have other boogers.
With a change of hat and some glasses, it could be pretty good.
Hey, how's it going? I'm the new mucinex booger guy. Leave me alone. Don't touch me.
You hear me and you're like, okay, clearly this is a person who knows a lot about sinus problems.
Right. That's a good woman. See, you're very good off the cuff and everything too, Adam.
That's me.
And I saw in your thing you go, you travel all around. Is there any upcoming, like, where could my people see you at? Because we do go all over the place. We have a little bit of a following. People like us a little bit, and I'd like to. This is the whole point of this. Is I'd like to get, if I can get one view on somebody that's actually funny, that is the next. I mean. Me and you might not be anything ever, but I like that. I like getting people a couple views and trying to show. I mean, you're actually hilarious, and
Thanks.
I try not to talk to people, and I'm in this very genuine mode right now. Like they've got me in this genuine mode on YouTube. Like I just can't put up with y'all shit anymore, dude. If you're bad at something, I'm gonna tell you that you're bad at it from now on. I'm sorry. I just can't do it. Maybe I suck ass. Maybe I'm stupid as shit, but I can't, and I call it, I'm making up words. I call it disingenuous. I can't be just disingenuous anymore. And I got that genus quinoa. I got that genus quinoa going on.
Genus quinoa. You can't say it. All right.
No, because I mean, dude, I'm stoned like 80% of the time when I'm online and shit. So I mean, I might as well just lean into it, dude. Players fuck up. And you, I also wanted to ask you, like, I guess do you surround yourself by a lot of comics, being in like the neighborhood you are? Because when I do open mics and stuff like that, I do, like, I'm in a comedy community, but I feel like it's maybe thicker where you're at or what you do. Like maybe you get to like hang around, like maybe you're at that table in the back of the comedy club that everybody wants to be at and shit.
Well, first let me answer your first question, which is where you can. Yeah, I do travel a lot. Early on, I got on the road a lot, and I started to make that my thing. I wanted to be able. I didn't really have any credits, so I was like, well, let me tell hosts, that I've been in a lot of states. So now I've done comedy in 39 states. When I did Vermont this year, 39 states, and those are booked shows. It's not just driving up to some fucking open mic, and those are shows I was booked on, and then two Canadian provinces too. But I said I'm working on a couple other things. I do travel a lot. If you're, in fact, this weekend I'm going to be in North Carolina on Wednesday, in Weldon, North Carolina on Wednesday, and then Friday I'm in Franklin, Virginia. Saturday I'm in Fredericksburg, Virginia. So if you're in the Mid-Atlantic this weekend, you can come see me there. I'm traveling with a guy named Terry McNeely. And so that's the answer to the first question. The second question was about, I think, surround myself. Well, one of the things who I surround myself with. Well, I travel with different people. Some people are better on the road. Some people are better in New York. If you're gonna go on the road with people, you got to be able to like put up with their fucking shit. You got to be able to deal with not just the stuff that they do that annoys you, but the stuff that they do that annoys other people. Because I can't tell you how, like, I'm a pain in the ass to order with, right? I can't help it. I make these weird faces. I'm like, do you have rye toast? And it looks like I'm unhappy. And the people who are on the road with me, they know I'm not unhappy. My friends are always like, dude, you're going to make these people spit in our food. They think we're all jerks because of you. And I used to be really hard to order with. I would always ask for egg whites. My friend Gary would be like, yo, put those yolks on my plate, right? So Because when you're on the road, you can't afford to throw away egg yolks. Fortunately, I don't do that stuff so much. So you got to make sure when you're on the road, you got to make sure that you're traveling with people that you can put up with and people that the show is good with too. I think, it's interesting because a lot of people like to travel with, and I'm not accusing necessarily anybody of doing this. I think there's a lot of mixes. Oh, okay. Is that you? Are you going to sleep?
No, that was just that Bluetooth I was trying to play for you earlier. But I mean,
all right, gotcha.
We're good. We're safe still. We're good. Everything's still on the running. We're streaming live on YouTube. Nothing broke down except for me. No, I'm good. Go ahead.
All right, that's cool. I love it. I love all. This is great. It's the Distracted podcast with Keenan.
It is. It's just we're trying to fuck with you in every single way you can. We don't want
it's like a game show. It's like a game show. Can you plug your shows while other stuff is going on? Right.
And then Keenan will ask you 2 questions and not give you enough time to speak in between. I apologize for that, by the way. While you're trying to get
it's fun. I'm just I want to make sure I get in all the stuff. I know somebody's listening, even if it's not you or me. So But so I think, but then in New York is a whole different kind of thing because you're bopping around. It's, sure, you get to the club, your spot's at 9, you're there at 8:15. You want to be able to hang out with people, but you don't need to. I mean, you get up and go somewhere else. It's a lot easier. I think in that case, it's more important that it's people who you can count on to be professional with. One of the things that's sort of different I like about being on the road, especially not as a headliner. I like, and if you're in the right kind of club where they're just hiring you and they take care of everything, it's like, I'm just here to tell jokes, right? Yeah. I'm just here to tell jokes. Tell me when to go on stage and how long you want me and when you want me to stop, right? That's all I want to do. So the best thing about being a headliner is that you get to do that the most, right? Because even if you're doing 5 20-minute spots around the city, it's still a lot of coordination. There's still 3 different shows you got to coordinate the time. You go on stage, you do 45 minutes to an hour. You only need to focus, and hopefully you're, if you're in a position where that's a comfortable amount of time, it doesn't matter. It's like, right. I'll just, and also 5 shows, you're like, did I tell that fucking Apple joke? I can't remember. Literally did that a couple weeks ago on the second show in Indiana, told a joke that I had told earlier in the set because anyway, but the point I'm making is like, I love as a feature, I get in the car, somebody takes me somewhere, they don't pay you shit, but it's like, there's even less you have to worry about because as a headliner, I got to make sure that all the things, the people coming, or how much, the feature, it's like, I'm just going to do my thing. You know what I'm here for. I'm not here to sell the show. You hired me to fill a half an hour while people are eating tacos, right? All I got to do is be me, right? If you knew me and you brought me in because you know what I do and your audience sucks, well, that's the headliner's problem. I'm just going to do what I'm here to do. So that's one of the best things about being a feature, but it's not so much like that when you're around the city. It's you really got to be in charge. You really got to make sure that that everything's like lining up. If this guy Aaron Berg did this awesome movie called 25 Sets. It's on Amazon. It's a dude I know from New York. I've done a bunch of. It's not, he's a guy I work with a lot. I know he knows. But this is I think he shot it in like 2015, and it just took a long time for it to come out. Maybe it came out during 2020. But basically, this dude did 25 sets in New York City in one night. He started, So he started what he did. I think he starts at like 4:00. He included open mics, but he got himself booked specific spots on the open. Doesn't matter. And there were rules. There ought to be 5 minutes and all the things and the things. He manages to get 25 sets. I mean, that's a whole different thing. Then I pulled up to the club. I sat in the back, and then I got out and I did 20, half an hour, 45 minutes, whatever it is. Right? It's a whole different kind of thing. So in those situations, you got to make sure that you're with people who you can count on. Because if the shit goes, if you're in a, you're working with comics who don't understand the time or whatever, your whole thing of all. I mean, there's even a Seinfeld episode about that. Is that he's trying to get on? I don't remember what else is going on, but he's back.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember he's like trying to hit the right spot, trying to hit multiple ones. I remember that Seinfeld episode.
So it's a lot less about. And meanwhile, the professionalism on the road. I mean, if you're if you're a headliner, you got to make sure you're surrounding yourself with people you can trust. But as a feature, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, you're going to pay me. You told me what you're going to pay me. If you're going to be an asshole and cut my time, all right, whatever. Or you're going to be an asshole and I'm going to have to do longer, whatever. I mean, I'm not going anywhere else. So if the show's an hour late, I'm here. And if it sucks, well, that's too bad. But at least I'm getting paid. You know what I mean? So it's a whole different kind of thing. I think.
It's like a Goodfellas episode. I don't give a fuck. Pay me. I don't care if you have the fucking make your shit. Pay me, motherfucker. Yeah. I do, because that in my eyes, like, would you? And I'm trying to think of saying without, because I mean, would you be completely happy if that was your comic career the rest of your life? Because being a road comic is almost like being a character actor. There's a place for all that, and we need stuff like that. I would be completely happy traveling around the U.S. and if you could make a livable wage off of being a road comic, I'd be completely happy with it. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't know about the rest of my life, but I am thinking right now my immediate goals are to figure out, I'm satisfied with the road stuff I do. And I was looking at it. I don't have much on the schedule yet for 2025, but I just haven't. And I looked at all these places, and I was like, I just need to reach out to these people. So I think, when I get around to it, I'm gonna wind up with a lot of traveling in 2025, just based on different relationships that I built up. I think, my kids are still young, right? So I want to be home, and I live in Brooklyn. And I pay for child support, so my expenses are not nothing. So and like I said, I do a lot of production work for payment. So right now, I think I will say this: I'd be perfect. I just want to get on stage and tell jokes.
Right.
You know what I mean? If I can get on stage on a good show and have a good audience in front of me, and feel like they were there because they wanted a good show, a professional show, and they got that from me, among other people, and I can still afford to do all the things I need to do, I'm happy with that for right now. I mean, there's a level of, I would say, respectability that is, or there's a level of recognition. Let's put it that way. If I could erase one thing, I would have said recognition instead of respectability. A level of recognition that I don't think it necessarily comes with just sort of traveling around or doing small spots. I mean, it's easy, I think, for people to dismiss a person that they know as a comedian, because it seems like something that there's a lot of bad people who do that. You know what I mean? If somebody's like, oh yeah, I just got a job as a vice president of TD Bank, you're not gonna be like, oh, fucking TD Bank, they lowered their standards. You know what I'm talking about? The guy takes 6 classes in banking, brings 10 guests to his opening bank ceremony, and all of a sudden he thinks he's ready to bank on the Tonight Show. You know what I mean? Like, comedy, musician, these are things that it's very easy for. I think we all want recognition among our peers, people who, I've often said that I could be headlining.
There he comes again, Jack. What's up, buddy?
I don't.
No, did I come out there and tell you I was done yet? No, my God. This dude. This is just a PSA announcement for everybody that's thinking about having kids. Like, be ready for that shit, guys. Don't be old like me. I'm sorry to interrupt you again, man.
Sorry, I was just sort of rambling. I was just sort of rambling.
It was a good stream of consciousness. Conscious. I don't know. We're somewhere around there. But it's a good moment. That's what this channel is. It's not anything like structured or anything like that. I think that's where the funny comes out, with you just talking about it. And I like hearing about different spots of comedy, because it's different, like, everywhere you go. Like, I talked to this guy, Ethan Feldman, same last name as Corey Feldman. That's how I had to think of it. Sorry.
I know Ethan Feldman.
Oh yeah, he's a New York comic that moved down to. So he moved down to Florida. So hearing his talk about how it is in New York compared to Florida is extremely cool to me. I don't care really what anybody else thinks, because this is about me, guys. I'm sorry. Adam's here for me. We got Well, go ahead.
No, you go. Go ahead.
No, I was just talking on my ass like you.
I was gonna say that I think that there's like, from what I've seen, there's really two kinds of comedy cities. You got the comedy city that has a scene where the club or there's something that's growing comics where people can move from open mics to doing some kind of showcase show, whether it's a bar show or a pro-am show at a club or a bringer at a club, and then move up to sort of local hosting and then local featuring, and from there move out. Those are those kind of cities. And then there's this city where it's just the one club or the two clubs, and there's no cultivation of a scene at all.
Yeah.
And so maybe there's an open mic, but there's no way to get from open mic, so there's the open mic on Thursday, but there's no way to get from the open mic on Thursday to to anything on with Sam Morril on Friday, Saturday. You know what I mean? There's and sure, there's, I would say that any kind of opportunity where a comic can move from something that is for their benefit and their improvement to something that is then in front of a paid audience, that's a scene. If
Right.
it's just a club, and the crazy thing is, like, I've seen those clubs in clubs like that who are very closed off in cities that have a scene from another club. And I'm thinking to myself, well, what the hell are you doing here? You've got 300 amazing comics and you're not using any of them. I was in one city. I don't want to shit talk any particular club, but basically there's like the big, it's like it's a name club, but it's independent. The booker is independent of one of those things where they have a name, but the booker's independent. They book the thing. And then there's another independent club in town. Let's just say it that big city. I went and I'm and of course there's, bar shows and distillery shows and all that stuff. And I go there, and so I hit the booker up at the big club, and I go, hey, I'm in town. I got this, that, and the other thing. Wondering if maybe there's a guest spot available. And she goes, knowing that there wouldn't be, but thinking that maybe I'd get one if I ask, and if I go down there enough times and ask enough times, eventually they'll put me on. So she goes, well, we don't do guest spots. You don't do guest spots. That's very strange. I mean, this is a big city. There's a lot of comics down there, right? So, so I go there. I go to the so she goes, but I'll tell you what. Come to the show. Come hang out and watch the show. If I'm around, I'll talk to you. So I go there and I go to see Nimesh Patel. Patel on Friday night, and well, I'm gonna give. It doesn't matter. They probably not gonna. Let's just say there was a major problem with the heating and or air conditioning. It was extremely uncomfortable, right? Extremely uncomfortable. And the room was full of people. It was extremely uncomfortable. And then they start the show and Nimesh Patel just walks out. They had like an announcement and a DJ. They had an announcement that played the room. And then the DJ goes, ladies and gentlemen, Nimesh Patel. And he walks out, and he's out there with his yellow notebook, and it's just like his yellow pad, and it's just sitting on the stool. And he's just kind of, working stuff out, which I guess I was unimpressed.
That's when you need a guest spot. That's when you have something like you prepping them up and like, hey, the
audience loved it. No, don't get me wrong. The audience loved it. But I didn't understand why, when you have that situation where you have no host and your headliner is just sort of working a set out anyway. And it was very evident. And he even explained it. He's like, I got a bunch of ideas. Some of this stuff, you probably heard my album, which just came out. I'm working on new stuff. This is what I got. And he was doing a lot of crowd work. And it's the kind of thing where, why not? You got 100 people in this room.
Right.
Why not give somebody an opportunity? Right.
Well, you would get them ready for him. It's not just a DJ and a fucking like announcement. Like, here he comes. It'd be you saying, now introducing. You do your 5 minutes or your 10 minutes or whatever, and then you introduce the headliner.
The thing is that I will say that they didn't need anyone. The crowd was ready when he walked on stage for him. There was nobody. I mean, it's a lot of times you see people and they're like, oh, I opened for, whatever. I opened for Anthony Jeselnik. All right, well, doesn't say anything about who you are. Anthony Jeselnik's crowd doesn't give a shit who opens for him. It doesn't matter how good you are. They're there to see Jeselnik. So, you know, sure, you're going to get it. And not to say that you're not going to do well or you are going to do well. That crowd, I got a guest spot opening for Hofstetter earlier in the year. Nice. That crowd was just happy to see me. He walked out, he did a few minutes at the top of the show, and then he introduced me. They were just happy to see me. I got a great video out of it, and I'm funny, I think. So I feel like it's a good video, but anybody would have gotten a good video. Listen, I dropped the top of my water bottle, and I'm going to spill it all over the place.
No, don't worry about it, man. This is the distraction show. We don't give a shit. I have fucking twice over here, dude. Dude, your girl, did she tell you about the fucking coffee spill that she caused, dude? That's why I don't drink coffee on there anymore. Like, I come in I'm like ready to go, and then it goes everywhere. 1 second. But that's what happens, y'all. Welcome. ASMR. He's getting stuff together. He's crinkling.
That's the perfect time to put a commercial on there if you needed to. Just pause it.
Well, hopefully that's YouTube's job. Hopefully they put these commercials in there. I'm monetized now. That's where they need to come in and do something. Actually, you know what? Don't be a zero with a Z. Be a hero with an X. XERO flavored toothpicks. These are energy flavored. Like I have cinnamon and cherry right now. Pretty awesome. And I can't chew them late at night because it will keep me awake.
I wish I know that you were sponsored by toothpicks. I would show you how I could flip one over in my mouth. I will do that next. I will do that. Do that next time.
Yeah.
People get freaked out.
All right, let's. I do want to ask a couple more questions. Yeah. What do you know about this virtual reality comedy scene? Because I'm hearing like comics are making like $250 just showing up virtual reality and being a featured or a headliner on virtual reality.
I don't know anything really about it. I know that it's a thing that people are doing very effectively. I hadn't really thought about it. I mean, I do some Zoom stuff. I don't mind. You know, I think it's a very different kind of set. So I don't mind doing online stuff. It gives me a lot more freedom because, you know, you can have your notes right here and I don't have to worry. I got a new bit. I'm not going to read it, but I could have like a lot of bullet points. It's a lot of freedom there. Yeah. And, you know, certainly you can bounce around to do if you're doing in that time when when there was a lot of that, you could do 5 or 6 sets in a night and, you know, not have to, you know, I knew a guy who was running 3. He ran an 8 o'clock, a 10 o'clock, and a midnight show the summer of 2020 and into the fall. And I did it all the time. I loved it. And then I would sometimes have a 9 o'clock set. And then I'm doing 4 sets from my living room. I loved it. I haven't. The thing about the virtual reality is I don't know that I can afford the hardware to make it worth it. I know you can do it with just your phone, but I'm under the impression that in order to make it really good, you need more than that. Yeah. Do you ever see that movie? Do you ever see that Bruce Willis movie? I can't remember where they're all like living in like little like these VR pods in their house, and they've all got these these avatars that walk around. Do you remember that?
Yeah, well,
Ving Rhames is in it.
Yeah,
right. And so at the beginning of the movie, he's a cop, right? And his fancy schmancy robot gets destroyed, and then he's got to walk around with the rent-a-cop version, and it's broken. That's how I would feel in the virtual reality comedy club. I'd be the guy who's like, yeah, I got my phone on my face. Yeah, it's just as cool. Now look at this guy in the front row. You know, I mean, I don't think it would work.
You definitely have to have the hardware. I mean, I've looked at it and I've looked it up. Like, you definitely have to spend like the $400 to get the headset and stand all there and do it. And it's good. Like, from what I've understood, it's kind of like being in, like, kind of like, you know, you can walk in and do 5 different sets. And if they're willing to pay for it, like, dude, I'm begging for money, so I might as well work for it as well. Like, shit, like, I'm willing to do whatever. So I think that's going to try to be my new purchase in the new year, is trying to get that virtual reality headset set up.
Oh, wow. Well,
but I am on, we are on Plausible. I don't know if you've heard of Plausible. I know your girl said she heard of Plausible. But this week, Wednesday, is my first comedy show on Plausible, where I'm having past people that we've had on ChatN OUT, past comedians. I like to do that like about once a month or a month and a half or something like that. So I'm gonna invite you and whatever her name is. I can't remember her name. Doesn't matter.
Kelly's
She just doesn't matter, dude. No, I'm joking. I can remember her name. I'm just fucking with you. But I would love for y'all to come out and like be a comedian on there.
Love to. Yeah, I think you asked me about it, but like I said, I'm in North Carolina on Wednesday. I think that was.
Yeah, I know. That's what you were saying. That's why you weren't on. And I lost your shit anyway, so there's no. I mean, nobody saw you, so there's no point. Like, hey, this is a comedian I thought was good, but I just lost his shit for some stupid reason. All right. Let's see. I've got what I want to do is I want to pull out. I'm gonna pull out just empty. Pull out one of my. These are uncooked raw jokes. You know the difference between like you said, you have your bullet points. Some jokes are like ready to go. All my jokes are like not cooked yet, but these jokes are in the oven baking. These jokes are raw, just sitting on the counter, like collecting flies and shit. So I was gonna pick one out and try to explain it to you and see if you had anything better to add to it or any taglines or anything. This one does not look like a good one. I can tell you that. Okay. My name says, invite me to the barbecue because my name is Keenan. You know, my look says, I'm at every insurrection.
My name says, invite me to the barbecue.
Keenan.
My face says, I'm at every insurrection. I mean, that's a good joke.
Yeah, because if you look at the front line of that insurrection, there was like 6 of me out there, dude. Like you can be like, oh, there's Keenan. Oh, there's another Keenan. Oh no, there's another Keenan.
My name is Keenan. Yeah. My name is Keenan, which is although the only thing I'll say about that is that I always think of Keenan Wynn. You know, he's a white.
You motherfucker, that's who I was named after. My mom is gonna be. I should call my mama right now and be like, I'm talking to this guy that literally said Keenan Wynn, Mom.
Is it because she was a big fan of Herbie the Love Bug?
Dude, she was a big fan of Keenan Wynn and Herbie the Love Bug, him in that Annette Funicello shit and the beach party, dude. She was a fan of Keenan Wynn. I was named when she was like 13 years old. And she will bring up that every time. Like I named you when you were when I was 13. I love Keenan Wynn. I'm like, Mom, nobody knows Keenan Wynn. I swear to God, I'm gonna call her after like this guy Adam Gabel who knew
Keenan Wynn is Ed Wynn's son.
Dude, you know so
Ed Wynn, yeah. Ed Wynn, for those of you who don't know, Ed Wynn is the voice of the Mad Hatter in Alice in Wonderland. He's also the Uncle Albert in Mary Poppins, the guy who's at the top of the with the jokes. Well, what was the name of his other leg? I knew a guy with a wooden leg named Smith. What was it? Oh, really? What was the name of his other leg?
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Didn't he play Smee as well?
I don't think he was Smee, but you know what? Now that I think about it, he does look a lot like Smee. I don't think he played
Maybe
Smee.
he was the inspiration for Smee.
I think he certainly looks like the inspiration for Smee.
Yeah.
I don't think he did the voice of that. He did something else. And he did a bunch of other stuff too.
Dude,
actually, he's in a like a Twilight Zone episode too. Edwin.
My mom is gonna go nuts when I tell her like, yo, this comic knew who he literally went. I was thinking Keenan Wynn.
I know a lot about Hollywood like that. I'm a stupid idiot. I'll show you.
Yeah, no, you're not, dude.
I'll show you a bunch of books that I read that are dumb.
Dude, I am an entertainment nerd, dude. Entertainment nerd. Me and you could probably do a podcast just talking old school entertainment
nerd. Yeah.
Well, dude, my Aunt Linda was real big on entertainment. Like she showed me, she'd be on TCM all day. I saw that movie, Little Abner or something, like where the guys are all. I mean, just some shit you never see. Like, and I was exposed to. I love musicals. I am that lame dude that will watch a musical all day long, man. But that's hilarious, man. You knew Keenan. I thought Keenan Wynn first. Now most people think Keenan and Keller, Keenan and Ivory Wayans.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's the name does the name in for the people in this generation. It certainly does. It is more evocative of a different kind of personality.
That's crazy. All right, let me call the voice of the people and see if there's anything that was down there that we need to talk about. Because she's better at that shit than me. And let's hopefully not fuck this up. But I'm guessing I'm going to.
That's interesting. Oh boy.
Yeah. Hello, Tracy.
Hey.
Just Tracy. Is anything good in the comments need to be brought up? Or this is the voice of the people. Tracy, meet Adam Gabel.
Hey, Tracy. How are you? Who are you? Where are you? How are you?
I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me?
I got you.
He can hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear him?
Not really.
You can't hear me? You need me to shout?
I can hear him.
All right. Don't shout, she says. Stop shouting. Why are you so loud? Okay.
Tracy. Yeah.
So far as Jem shit on me said, where did you find Adam online? Where do we find Adam online?
Ah, perfect. So I got a website. It's adamtellsjokes.com, which is pretty easy to remember. You can go on there and you'll get my, it's got links to my shows coming up. I usually update at the beginning of the month. I put all my shows. And then if something gets added, I'm like, well, fuck you. You didn't add it early enough. So I'm not going to waste my time putting it on my website. I've also got an album out. If you want to actually hear real jokes instead of just whatever rambling I've been doing here, look at the album. It's called None of This Is True. I named it that. I had that name before Hassan Minaj got caught lying, but I thought it was appropriate anyway. And then there's a QR code. But if you go to my website, you can just click on listen, and my album's there. You can listen to it for free on if you have a Spotify. I think you can listen to it for free. Spotify, any of those apps with commercials. You know, it's free. If you have an account, it'll obviously play. I give it away for free because then I don't have to give anyone their money back.
Thank God. Thank God.
I don't have any money. I've earned so little money on my album that if I had to give the person the money back, I would wasted most of it on postage.
Free shipment on my CD, and it's gonna free shipment on the CD coming $1 for the CD, free shipment. I literally cost me 10 cents to send this to you guys. That's what happens. That's what happens. Jim shit on me is another Canadian, so I guess Canadians are just attracted to you. You must have something. I think Canadians are just willing to let whatever you have.
I love Canada. I'm a big fan of Canada. I'm a huge fan of Canada. I used to be when I was younger. I was a huge fan of Bare Naked Ladies. That's a Canadian band. I love Montreal, Vancouver. I liked Degrassi Junior High when I was a kid.
And on his website it says he's a joke peddler, which conjures up weird feelings inside my body.
Well, you know, I mean, here, this is actually that right there, joke peddler. That's me. You know, when I started, and here's some other stuff. That's all. There's an old picture of me. But there you go. AdamTellsJokes.com. That's all the things. You know, when I started, I felt weird about the word comedian. Now I don't, you know, obviously don't feel weird about that, but I always like joke peddler because I think it goes well with the oeuvre, if you know what that word means. I don't know what it means. Tell me if you know what it means. It sounds like it's the right place to use it. But when I went, this is kind of okay. So I put joke peddler, right? And you look at it, that's a pretty cool thing. I got my name falling off, right? But the first time I went to go do the audition at the Comic Strip Live, right? You gotta like give the person your name so that they can write down for your date. And it's so loud in there. There's like 300 comics and everyone, blah, blah, blah. See, and I can see I'm online behind, and every single person, they get to the woman and they go, my name, you know, is Joe Kelly. And she goes, what? And they go, my name is Joe J. So I'm like, I'm going to be smart. And I hand her my card that says Adam Gabel on it. And she looks at it and she goes, oh, Joe Peddler?
Sounds like me looking at
Joe
you.
Peddler. And I go, no, it's Adam Gabel. And then she looks at it and she sees how the L is falling off, and she just writes Adam Gabe. And I go, no, there's an L there. It's falling off. And she goes, you need to get new cards.
Oh, what a dick.
She was wrong. Anyway.
Tracy, we got anything else?
Yes. Johnny Boy said, hey, Adam, you sound like Michael Wincott. Have you ever thought about trying to smoke some reds and go full on Tom Waits?
I've certainly heard the Tom Waits joke before, and the smoking joke. I mean, I'm making it's fine. I mean, you know, I'm always up for a good crack. But if you want to know, usually the one that I go for is, I got a joke about how I don't go on Tinder because no woman on Tinder is on Tinder because she's looking for an out of work comedian who's a divorced father of two and sounds like Jewish Batman, right? So that's usually the one I go with, this Jewish Batman. People like that one. And then I actually had some T-shirts made. I only have smalls left, but if you come to see me and you want one of these Jewish Batman T-shirts right there, you see, if you get it, you see, I put a hat and payas on the Batman symbol, and I made those shirts.
Send me. I deserve one of those small T-shirts. I will show every role I have, and
I will certainly give you one. I'll tell you, the problem with the T-shirt is that most of the people don't get it, and the people who are my people who do get it are like, I'm not paying $20 for that. So I have a few too many left over. Nowadays I sell these stickers, right? Here's these stickers, and then I'm known for my nice handwriting, so I will write anything on there for you. So if you come see me and you want a T-shirt just to support me, or you want to buy a sticker, do that. But again, just listen to the album. That's the best way to get a hold of me.
There you go. Anything else, Tracy? Something that, and see, that was Donnie. That was our big dumb animal. I love him to death. But
yes, Donnie asked another question. He said, and this is for you, Keenan. He said, Keenan, is it true that blue eyes are signs of incest? And what color are your eyes?
Bitch, I'm the one that gave you that job. Yes, it is a sign of incest. And I'm almost positive in my Southern culture, one of my cousins fucked each other. I don't know. And I got some pretty ass cousins. I might have considered it at one point. Look at this. Look at these boobies. Look at that.
Where do you have to have blue eyes for it to be a sign of incest? Like if you have a jar full of blue eyes, it means you were probably part of some incest shit. Is that what you're saying?
My baby's mom always like, blue eyes are a sign of incest. Like I didn't like. I know my mom didn't fuck her cousin, at least not to my knowledge. I don't know where. I'm sure at some point in time, and I'll trade that. Like, oh well, it happens. It happens. Donnie boy, you dick. Let's stick with Adam.
Blue balls are a sign that you resisted incest.
Yes. And I only saw my cousins like once a year, so it was very like really pretty to just be my cousins. Damn it, this is bullshit, man. Whatever. What else, Tracy?
Okay, I have a comment, and then I have another question for Adam.
All right.
The comment is also for Adam. It says Adam has a good voice for entertainment.
Thanks very much. I appreciate that. That's nice.
That's deserving after Donnie's dickhead comment.
Sorry.
And then the question for him is also by Jim Shit on Me. Adam, what's your opinion on PC political correctness? Keenan too.
Adam first. Go ahead, Adam.
I mean, I'm a real pussy, so I don't like confrontation at all. I don't like confrontation. I don't want anyone to be hurt by anything I'm going to say. So if I feel like the thing that I'm saying is really going to hurt someone, then I just won't do it. Now, that being said, I do have a couple jokes that I will defend are not hurtful. So I will also say that there's a couple jokes that I have where people feel like they're worried about it. And in those situations, if that's in your head and not in that sounds incredibly hypocritical. I'll put it this way. I don't want to make anyone unhappy. So if my joke is making the majority of people unhappy, I probably want a majority of people unhappy. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't venture to suggest what anybody else should do. I think any comic should say whatever that they want. If it's funny, I like it. I think that when it comes to certain subjects, in order to get to a level of humor, it needs to be in order to get to be worth it, it needs to be a certain level of humor. But you know what? I'm not around to tell anybody what they should or shouldn't be saying. If I don't like it, I'll just not listen to it.
Right. Well, I mean, it's and my view, if it's funny, it's funny. You know, Robert Downey Jr., anybody else putting blackface on their face and being that part in Tropic Thunder probably wouldn't be as funny as it is. I mean, even black people are like, I know it's wrong, but it's fucking hilarious, guys. Like, there's nothing you can do about it. So I really, if it's funny, it's funny. And like you said, I'm not out to hurt anybody's feelings, but if I think something's genuinely funny, I will say it. And it becomes like, I have an O.J. Simpson joke that my mom's very against me saying, but I'm all for it. I like, all right, everyone like mentions my son's very handsome, say he's going to be a lady killer. well, why can't we say he's a tiny Ted Bundy or he's the next OJ?
Yeah.
My mommy does not like that joke at all. She hates it. But I'm like, it's what. And when I say it, you can see a twinge. You can see people laughing. It's just how I got to figure out how to word it and where the funniness is. But you can see people like,
yeah, but I don't think there's anything. I don't think that joke has anything to do with political correctness. I mean, that's a joke about dark. That is a joke about. In my mind, it's not about the political correctness because that's about how it's that is about one type of person saying something about something else. That's just a dark joke about murder, which is I would say different. I mean, not to like put words in anyone's mouth, but I think it's more about the idea of how punching down or using stereotypes, because there's not really a stereotype in that joke. That joke doesn't involve. I mean, it happens to be because you're defying stereotypes because you're referencing two different people of opposing classes and differing. So it's just a dark joke about murder. But that's, I don't know. I mean, I don't think that's again, not to put words in anyone's mouth, but I don't think that's necessarily specifically what we're talking about here. I mean, I got a joke about how they got human-sized bats in the Philippines. But see, I've been to the Philippines. You realize how small the humans in the Philippines are, right? So people get all offended at that because they're like, "Oh, you're saying no." Well, what am I saying? I'm saying that Filipino people are short, which actually is a scientific fact. If you go onto Google and you type in 5 shortest countries, you'll see for the past 50 years, Filipinos have been the shortest people in the top 5 shortest people. So that's really not. I'm not making fun of them about it. And the butt of that joke is actually the people who are scared about the Filipino bats. It's not the Philippines.
I don't think
that's a situation where I think people will read into it and go, "Oh, it's about you're punching down on a particular group of people." The people that I'm punching down in that joke are about the people who get scared about nothing, people who don't understand relatively. I think, and that's and I will say that like occasionally I do have. I mean, look. I know, I can't do that joke on the show with Filipino comics because they all do the joke about how Filipinos are short.
yeah.
So it's not like that joke is politically sensitive. It's just by the time I get up, if there's a Filipino comic on the show, that joke's already hacked. And I certainly don't want to be the one doing the joke that they're going to then do. I don't want to be the guy who takes their joke about themselves away from them. So there's another Filipino comic, but I won't do it. Not because it's stereotypical. Or it's not. It's I won't do it because I don't want to take the laugh away from somebody else.
Right.
So I mean, to me, that's a better example, I think, of what I'm talking about. Meanwhile, I do have plenty of jokes about mental illness, but I think again I could say that because I mean
you're mentally ill.
Look at the hats, right?
Look at the hats. Hey, look, man, you're talking one hat guy. I look like the fat Fred Durst. You just look like you're smarter than everybody, bro.
I mean, maybe I look like I'm smarter than everybody, but I don't look like I'm smart enough to know it.
Smarter than me, that's for sure. Tracy, I think Tracy. I think Tracy. Oh no, Tracy's over there. Tracy, we have anything else?
Jem was asked a question going back to the PC question that she asked a minute ago. She said, what is it? Can we hear this hurtful joke?
My hurtful joke.
Canadian.
No, I mean, I think I was. No, I think. I think the joke I was talking about was the Canadian. I mean, I got plenty of hurtful jokes. You want to hear some fucking hurt? You want to hear some jokes that are gonna?
That's what the Canadians want. I mean, Canadians you give Canadians whatever they need. I feel like.
All right, here we go. This is a new thing I'm working on. It's worked out, but it's not. So so I was in Boy Scouts, right? And I read the whole Boy Scout handbook. And there's a lot of nots in the Boy Scout handbook, but there's nothing about not molesting the Scouts.
I like that one.
I was in the,
but nothing about the Scouts.
I was in the Boy Scouts. I wasn't molested though. I was late that day. something you want to put first on the agenda. You know,
I was in the Boy Scouts, but nobody ever tried to touch me, and that makes me feel kind of bad. Was I not pretty enough for them?
I think you were probably not pretty enough. If I had to,
Dude, I had the boobies. I mean, I had everything a man could want in a little boy, and they just nothing, dude, nothing. See, that's that's offensive. I feel like there's somebody out there like, yo, I was touched, bitch. It's not funny, motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean, I think I you know, I don't do a lot. I have some other jokes that I do where I push the limits and then I got to win the people back. I think there's a joke about autism on my album, and then there's a joke about a Catholic girl. Those are both on my album. You can listen to those. You can listen to the album and hear both of those jokes. And they are
what is that? Adam Gabel is funny? Or Adam Gabel tells
Adam
jokes?
tells jokes.
Adam tells jokes.
Adam tells jokes. My album again is called None of This Is True. If you listen to it on Spotify, then I'll see the number go up, which is nice for me.
He's a grower, not a shower. That's what I claim. So don't take my shit there, Adam. Anything else, Trachea?
Just a comment. I think they're cracking their own jokes in the comment section. Mickey said back to when you were talking about the incest and blue eyes, Mickey said, I think if you have a jar full of blue eyes, incest is the least of your worries.
You're not wrong about that. You're not wrong about that.
Your Dahmer over there, like you have a jar of blue eyes and shit. Hey, look, this is my son. This is the third time I'm in the show right now, Jack. What's up, buddy?
I'm trying to watch it when you're finished with your prostate.
Oh, I appreciate you. Can you give me 1 minute? I'm gonna get off the live right now. And that's the ending of our show. just
You gotta be kidding me.
You gotta be kidding me, my man. Like I swear.
That's 1 minute, but that thing forever.
All right, I know it takes forever. Dude, this kid, I swear to you, I never want to punch a child more in my life, dude. He'd be saying some shit, and it's like, dude, if you were my kid, I swear to God. You remember Chris Farley in Dirty Work when he goes, you bastard? This is the kind of shit this kid brings out of me, dude. This is the kind of I'm like, you bastard.
I would like to see you and him star in a remake of Sanford and Son. I think that would be hilarious. That would be hilarious.
The worst part is he is that brilliant autistic kid. Like he is way smarter than me at this. Like me now, I am stupid compared to this guy. He's reading shit out to me. He's telling me something. Oh, we gotta do this, that. And they're like, dude, shut up, you little. Yeah, you're right. I could be Sanford. I could be.
Do this. Put your arm out. Put your other hand on your lip and look up in the sky and go, Elizabeth, I'm coming to you.
Elizabeth. All right, I'm gonna say it like remember that swamp guy, the swamp people guy. Elizabeth. I love saying the word Elizabeth now because of that. One of my granddaughter's name is Elizabeth. I call her Baby Betty. Baby Betty. Cool. Like yeah, I'm too young to have grandkids. That's what they say to me. You look too young to have grandkids. But Adam, I appreciate you redoing this interview with us. I can't decide. I guess I'm gonna rewatch the old one as well and decide which one is better. We'll tell the people where to go. But remember, guys, go to Adam tells jokes. Press that listen button, and I just saw it. It's down there, like the bottom right hand, middle right hand, like it's the last thing. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Fucking listen to his album. His number will go up. We want to see it happen. Even if just 1 or 2 of y'all gotta at least prove that my show is worth something out there, guys. Give me some type of something. I need it. I need the recognition and the help from you.
We need it.
Give it to me, baby. All right, guys. I appreciate all y'all showing up. Trachea, I appreciate you being the voice of the people.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, because it would have been terrible if I was up there like trying to, okay, she says this is what this, that would have ruined the show. Tracy, so much for calling in. We appreciate you. It was really hard for me not to point out that you're making those short jokes. She's a short lady, bro. That's where you fucked up, bro. That's where you fucked up, Adam. That's where she was offended. She was offended.
It's like I said, if as long as the majority of people aren't offended, it's okay with me.
Right, if just one of y'all's offended, it's okay. She's planning on moving to the Philippines now. She's like, fuck it, I'm gonna be tall as fuck.
Selling the biggers?
Oh, okay, yeah, this is our new thing on my channel, and Tracy's the reason for it. She found this TikTok video of this little guy saying, "You know who I hate? These filthy biggers. These biggers are the worst thing I ever see. I hate it when they come to my water fountain, drink where I drink. These biggers we're the master race. Fuck these biggers." and we got this guy Donnie with like this Matthew McConaughey style voice, and I swear to God, he is coming very close to saying the N-word in this shit, dude. Very close to saying the fucking N-word. Like, Donnie, step back. Oh, look. See, I told you we needed to end the show. He's like, come here, Jack. Come here. Jump in real quick. Yes, real quick. The show's ending. Say goodbye, everybody.
See you later, guys.
Say whatever happened to peace. Peace. Cut.
I gotta take you with the bud, but I can cover the wheel up. Yeah.
All right, go. We love you. You're the best. All right, Adam, we're going to look up your stuff. All of my people are going to, the 12 people that are watching this right now are going to show up. They're going to do some stuff. We appreciate you, man. I would love for you and your girl to show up.
Yeah.
All right, dude. All right, thank you so much. Go.
Kelly and I'll jump on together.
Yeah, I don't know why I keep saying that. That's literally his mom's name is Kelly. So I don't know why I like space every time I go to say her name. Probably because I don't like Kelly. Something up with him. You know what I'm saying? But now, thank you so much, Adam, and we're all going to check you out. And I promise you, I will not. This one's not going to be lost. It's going out live right now. That's the stupidity after. I was like, hey, let's go live today, Adam. It's not going to be bad at all. It's just distract. I'm with Kelly. I dropped coffee on the ground. I'm with you, the kids all
Great time. It was fun.
Shit just happens. All right, guys. Remember, what happened to peace? Peace. Cut it out.
I'm gonna kill you.
You're not gonna do nothing, my guy.